And the live and kicking compilation of your favourite pop acts is now available on this BBC CD. Do you think anybody could ever have too much chocolate? No.
Make your own chocolate bar. Become a TV presenter. It doesn't matter what you want.
Charming, suave, wonderful voice, lovely.
If you play the game, there's always the chance to get whatever you want. Tonight at 7 on BBC One.
Do not miss it!
I'm back. The National Lottery Live Draw. We've got your number. 10 to 8, Saturday, only on BBC One. And the ball will decide.
At 8:15, it's a case of gun law in City Central. Guns. This is what it's all about. Then at 9:05, there's more mystical conundrums for... Magic and mysteries. With Birds of a Feather at 9:55, it's a night to remember. Here on BBC One. An update of the news here on BBC One with Sean Williams. Good afternoon. There's been a sharp increase in the number of refugees fleeing Kosovo. NATO says up to 100,000 people are now on the move. In the last few minutes, the Ministry of Defence has said 500,000 people have now fled from ethnic cleansing carried out by the Serbian troops.
The increasing familiarity of the scene doesn't make it any less depressing. Thousands more Kosovo Albanians this morning exchanged the dangers of life in their own towns and villages for the uncertainties of life as refugees in neighbouring countries. They do not know when NATO will be able to make good its promise to take them home. Britain says more than 500,000 Kosovo Albanians have already left the province, and many more are on the way.
Morning. There are reports of another 50,000 people on their way to Macedonia, and 18,000, mostly women and children, making their way to Montenegro.
NATO's top military commander was in Macedonia this morning, reassuring the anxious government there that alliance strategy is working.
President Milosevic should know that he's losing. He cannot win. He is going to be defeated.
This cockpit video from a British Harrier shows a successful attack on a Serb command post. The white flashes show ammunition exploding, a reminder of the intensity of NATO's attacks as this campaign goes into a fourth week.
The Roman Catholic Church has told the BBC that Cardinal Basil Hume is in the advanced stages of cancer. The 76-year-old cardinal is the most senior Roman Catholic churchman in England and Wales. He says he intends to carry on working for as long as possible.
Christmas Mass in Westminster Cathedral, and Basil Hume shows no trace of illness. 4 months later, though, it is a different story. In a letter to his clergy and his fellow bishops, the Cardinal writes, "I have cancer, and it is not in its early stages." But he says he is calm and at peace, and he means to go on working as long as he can, preaching the gospel, giving the sacraments to the faithful, leading the church he loves. And Basil Hume, a monk for more than 40 years, will spend the time he has left living simply and dying in the faith he has proclaimed for so much of his life.
The government of India has collapsed after narrowly losing a confidence vote in the lower house of parliament. The coalition government, led by the BJP under Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee, lost the motion by just one vote.
Ayes 269, noes 270.
The government had been in trouble since its biggest coalition partner withdrew its support. Detectives investigating the killing of a woman in Derby are continuing their search for a convicted killer who was freed on day release from Sudbury Open Prison. Mark Lester is wanted for questioning in connection with the death of Margaret Thompson, who died from head injuries. Police say he's extremely dangerous and should not be approached by the public. A spokesman said Lester has also made a telephone threat to a man in Scotland. The Royal Academy in London will be staying open all night tonight as a last chance for art lovers to visit the Monet exhibition. 750,000 people have already seen the exhibition, and thousands more are expected to go over the next 34 hours before it closes. The Royal Academy says it's in response to the huge public demand for tickets. That's it. There's more from the newsroom at 25 to 6. Bye-bye.
Good afternoon. It's another busy weekend for sporty types, both runners and riders. Of course, we've got the London Marathon coming up tomorrow. Might be a bright enough start this Sunday, but I think by the time the race begins, we'll start to see some clouds spilling down from the north, and that's likely to bring some quite heavy rain with it. So the quicker folk will get round in the wet. Those who are a little bit slower or dressed up as rhinoceroses or hippopotamuses, by the time they finish, I think we should have some brighter skies moving in, but still some sharp showers around. And what are the riders? Well, of course, today at Ayr, it's the Scottish Grand National. The going there is heavy, soft in places. There could be, well, some heavy showers there through the afternoon. The race time about 4:05. Now, you'll notice we've got clearish skies at the moment across Ayrshire and down into Dumfries and Galloway. But the shower clouds are developing quite quickly. I've been watching this one outside the window here not so long ago. You could see all of it, and now it's shot up above the camera there. Some cumulonimbus clouds, as we call them in the business, thunder clouds. So some heavy showers developing. You'll notice that we've had some quite heavy rain and also some sleet and snow mixed in with that over the southern Pennines and across towards North Wales through the morning. Most of the wintry weather has actually been up over the higher ground. And I think that will be the case with the showers through the rest of the day. But once again today, some of those April showers are likely to be heavy and thundery, with temperatures around about 12 in southern parts of Britain, closer to 5 Celsius up in Shetland. Now, we've got low pressure close by, and it'll still be close by as we go into Sunday. But the weather fronts indicate that we could have some banding of the showers as they move southwards across the British Isles. Now, that's likely to happen overnight tonight. We'll keep some showers going from the eastern part of England across central parts of Britain. That'll go southwards overnight. And another area of more organised shower activity coming into the north of Scotland. In between, some clearer skies, some mist and fog, and also the chance of frost. Tomorrow, though, the mist, the fog disappearing, that cloud coming down into the London area, bringing those outbreaks of rain, brighter skies, and quite heavy showers coming along behind. At the same time, that wintry weather I pointed out overnight in the north of Scotland will drift further south there. And then another frost for Sunday night, but after that it looks as though like things are going to warm up. As you can see here, nighttime temperatures picking up as we go into next week, but along with that will come some very wet weather from the southwest.
Next Sunday, rhinos will be loose on the streets of London. Elvis will burn off a few pounds over
26 miles, 385 yards.
the Royal Marines go head-to-head with the Teletubbies. Andy Pandy will hit the pain barrier. Mr. Punch will finish on his knees. And the world's leading athletes will take them all on. Find out why. The London Marathon, live tomorrow on BBC Television and Radio 5 Live.
Settling in for an afternoon sport, this is BBC One and Grandstand with Ray Stubbs.